Man, I love this show. God bless humanity. We're so lucky to have this. Man, I love Adventure Time. I love board games. God, please, why can't there be a board game for this show? Wow, I guess it really is Adventure Time.
That's right. Better yet, it's what you asked for. Got it right here.
Wow, my dreams have come true. I'm gonna go play it right now.
Ah, yes. What better way to spend a Friday night than dedicating it to game night with friends? Tabletop games bring us together and allow us to show our true colors with success and frustration.
Hello everyone, welcome to Cards in Hand. And on our first episode, we're going to be talking about the Adventure Time edition of Munchkin. I see it very fitting to talk about this particular edition of Munchkin, seeing as it is one of my favorite card games, one of my favorite traditional card games. It's award-winning, it's got tons and tons of replay value, and it's easy to learn, easy to play, anybody can grasp the concept. Just a good time to have all around with friends. And I say fitting because the show had just ended on Cartoon Network. It had about a 6, almost 7-year run, and it's nice to just take a look back at this particular version of the card game Munchkin. The original was by Steve Jackson in 2001, and it is very highly acclaimed. Pretty much anybody in the world that has played card games or is a fan of living card games, collectible card games as well, loves Munchkin. And anybody will tell you all the different versions, whatever their favorites are. There's Munchkin Fu, Munchkin Impossible, Cthulhu Munchkin, Munchkin Marvel. There's Munchkin Rick and Morty out right now, which I'll probably get my hands on that soon enough and try it as well. But Munchkin, very simple game, as I said, is 3 to 6 players and at least an hour play time for the minimum of 3 players. A lot of fun. And with any exclusive edition of Munchkin, any kind of alternate edition that is outside of the base expansions of Munchkin will have very exclusive cards, dynamic interactions that take up hours and hours of time to figure out. You could play for weeks on end and still discover something new with this game. And that's why I feel like it deserves to be put in the spotlight yet again. Now, the objective of Munchkin is fairly simple. You and your group of friends that are playing, the 3 to 6 players, have to progress by killing monsters that you draw from the top of the door deck, otherwise known as kicking down the door as per dungeon crawling fashion. And in the Adventure Time edition, you do everything in the same way except while journeying through the land of Ooh, as the show calls it. So you kill monsters, gain treasure by killing those monsters, make your characters stronger, and the first one to reach level 10 by getting a kill on a monster is the winner.
When starting a game, a player draws 4 cards from the door deck and 4 cards from the treasure deck. We drew a go up a level card, so we can play that card immediately to, well, gain a level and get closer to winning. You can use just about any kind of token to represent levels, like pennies. Now we take a look at what we can equip to our character to buff them. Here I have a 2-handed weapon and a piece of armor. Typically, a player can only have 1 2-handed weapon, 2 1-handed weapons, 1 piece of armor, 1 piece of headgear, and 1 piece of footgear. You can replace the equipment you have by discarding what is already equipped and placing a new card in its place. We also have a wizard class, so we equip that to gain its bonuses. Lastly, we have an ally. Both are limited to 1 per player as well. We'll just hold on to the rest of these cards for now. Now that we have some bonuses, we can start our turn. The beginning of a turn is what's known as kicking down the door. So we simply draw from the door deck. Depending on what is drawn, we treat it properly. It's Gunther, a monster. So it's placed face up in front of everybody and combat begins. Combat is fairly simple. We take a look at the monster's bonus and compare it to our own. We get our combat bonuses from our level and all of the items that we have equipped. Altogether, we have 2, 5, 7, 9 versus 2. So it's safe to say that we win. Throughout the course of the game, Other players will also be getting stronger and can attempt to interfere with combat by playing certain cards to buff the monster in play or add their own bonuses to the monster to ensure no treasure or levels are gained. But generally, no one will object to combat with small monsters. We gain a level and the amount of treasure on the monster card, which is 1 treasure in this case. And we drew Prismo's Pickles. This is a highly coveted card due to the sheer power swing it can give a player. It can either reset a player's turn, deny them levels and treasure, or be sold to immediately gain a level. Let's say you encounter a monster of a much higher level while you're still weak. This is a level 16 Flame King. On top of having a base 16 bonus, he prevents any one-shot items being played to add a higher bonus to the player's side. You can only fight him with raw stats from the items you have equipped. We aren't strong enough to handle him in combat, but we can always resort to running away by rolling the d6 that comes with the game. Normally, a player would have to roll a 5 or a 6 to make a successful runaway attempt, but right here, we reference our ally, the Morrow, which gives us a +2 bonus for runaway rolls. So really, we only have to roll a 3 or higher. And we manage to run away. Combat ends, we do not gain treasure or levels, we do not suffer the monster's bad stuff, the monster goes to the door discard pile, and the next player's turn begins.
Now, if you're a seasoned Munchkin player, as in you've gone through a couple of the other different types of games like I have, and then you finally play Adventure Time Munchkin without ever looking into it or touching the game before, or even if you didn't know that it existed, and you see some cards like the Backpack, which allows you to have that infinite hand size and skip the charity phase, or Prismo's Pickles, you can just take a look at these cards and say, wow, that's game breaking. Someone is definitely going to get a leg up if they have these cards. And that's exactly true. The nature of the game is one person's going to get so strong that they snowball out of control and can just wipe whatever comes in front of them. And the same thing goes for this card right here, the Demonic Wishing Eye. It's the same thing as Prismo's in terms of value, both worth 1,000 gold pieces, so you can sell them to go up a level immediately. That is not the winning level, but you can just keep resetting your turn if you have that combo and get levels ahead of, like, at least 3 or 4 levels ahead of everybody else playing. So you may ask yourself, why is it fun to play a game where one person can get so strong that it doesn't even matter? Well, that's just the nature of a card game like Munchkin. Anybody has that chance of getting that strong. You have that chance of getting that strong. I've had it happen to me. I've been in games where players have gotten so strong that the game ends in 20 minutes and it's like nothing happened. You could just hard reset the game. And that's why this game is just that fun. You want to take that chance. You want to see what can happen and what good and bad can happen to the players or player in particular if someone's having a bad stroke of luck, and just have a good laugh playing the game. It's all about the fun of the random nature of Munchkin. Well, there you have it, everyone. That's Adventure Time Munchkin. I wanted to make this the first episode of Cards in Hand because I have such a deep love and appreciation for the show and for Munchkin in general, and the two combined, it seemed perfect whenever I first saw it in the store that I picked it up in. You can pick this game up either on Amazon, on Munchkin's official website. I picked this up at a local store named Pastry's Game Zone. I'm very faithful to them. They're good company. And yeah, any kind of local card store that you have that sells tabletops and goodies like that, they probably have it. You can put in a request for it, put in a work order for it. It's a really, really fun version of Munchkin. It's my most preferred version, and as a testament to how good I believe it is, I have yet to find a single person that I've played this with, out of friends, family, and strangers, that have not enjoyed it, that have not been able to quickly pick up the game and have a good time with it. So that's all that is for Munchkin Adventure Time on this episode of Cards in Hand. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, the usual works. This has been Cards in Hand, everybody. Take care.